Okay. Hi everyone. Good evening. Welcome to this internship program. So on 29th we did not have any session due to holiday. So from today will inform you if there is any holiday. We'll inform you on the Skype group itself. Until now we have completed all the basic sessions of RPGLE, and from today we'll move to some advanced sessions. Meanwhile, if you have any questions regarding any previous sessions, you can type in the Q&A and we'll try to answer them. For assignments, we'll share the link today or maybe on the next session. We'll share that in the Skype group and you can start preparing the assignment. Tarun, in Pub 400, you don't have the authority to create any libraries. You have to work on the default libraries that Pub 400 has provided you. Prajul, there are many ways to find the duplicates records using SQL. So one of that you can use the count function. So we have like coming sessions on SQL. So we'll let you know in these coming sessions how you can use SQL queries to fetch the records. For now, you can use the count function. Those who were asking for the Skype group, we have shared that group in the chat. You can join using that group. If you have any questions, please type in the Q&A, and after a few minutes, we'll start today's session. Yeah. So I think there are no more questions for now. So we'll start with today's session. So today we have with us Himanshu, and he'll be taking your sessions on RPGLE and RPGLE opcode extenders. So Himanshu, you can take over from here.
Yeah, thank you, Akshay. So I'm audible?
Yes.
Okay, let me know once my screen is visible.
Yes, it is visible.
Okay. Hi, good evening, everyone. So today we have the sessions upon the opcodes and opcodes extenders. So basically, opcodes is used to do the particular operations on the variables. So we will do the topics we are going to cover is assigning values to variables, how we can assign the values to a particular variable, what are the arithmetic opcodes, different string opcodes, and how we use subroutine opcodes and the opcode extenders. So first we will start with arithmetic opcodes. So we have almost 6 arithmetic opcodes: add, sub, mult, div, MVR, and square root. So basically add is used to add two numbers. If we want to add the two integer variables, so we will use the add opcode. To sub opcode, we will use to subtract the two variables. Mult used to multiply the two variables, and division is used to divide the two numbers or two variables. MVR is the move the remainder. If we are dividing the two variables, if there are any remainder like 0, 2, or 4, so we will use to store the remainder in a particular variable. So we will use MVR opcode in that case. Square root is used to find the square root of a particular variable or a number. So we'll start with the arithmetic opcodes. So I'm sharing my AS400 screen. Let me know when the screen is visible. Akshay, it is visible?
Yeah, it is visible.
Okay. So I have declared some variables here. Some are integers and some are the string variables. character variables, and like we will start with the eval opcode. So basically I have told you that eval is used to assign the values in a particular variable. So here I am assigning the value 10 in the variable 1. So I use the eval operation, and in eval operation we can also evaluate the variables. Like if I want to store variable 1 with adding the 10 number, so it will add the 10 plus 10 20 and store in the variable 2. So that is how the eval operation will work. Like in eval operation, we can store the string in a character variable part. So variable 3 is a character of 10 length. So I'm storing the string in variable 3, and we can add two string also in the eval operation by using the plus sign. So it is all about the eval and display opcode, clear and reset opcode. Clear, what will do, it will clear all the value present in the particular variable. Like suppose in the variable 4 value is 10, so it will clear out the value and it will show the 0 in the variable 4. If we have a string variable and it is stored like some string Himanshu in the variable 4, so it will clear out that thing and will show the blank in the variable 4. But the reset is something different. Like if I, like here I have assigned the variable 7 as 50. Okay, and then I am doing some operation. I have changed the variable 7 value. Like here I am changing the variable 7 value, like variable 1 plus 5. Suppose variable 1 value is 10, I'm adding 5 in it, so the variable 7 value will now be 10 plus 5 is equal to 15. But I want to reset the value to the initialized one, so I will just use the reset opcode and we'll use the variable 7 here. So what it will do, it will reset the value to the initialized one, so the value will be 50 again. So it is how the clear and reset opcode will work. Like sometimes you don't know what to write in the reset opcode, or what the value you will put in factor 1 or factor 2. So you can do the one thing, like if I do F4 here, if I do F4 on any opcode, like I am doing the on the reset opcode, I do the F4. I have removed the variable 7 here and press enter. So it will throw the error. The reset opcode need a result field. So whenever we use the reset opcode, we will have to put the variable in the result section. So I will put the variable 7 here. So it will apply on all the opcodes, like in add opcode. If I do F4 here, if I remove variable 1, 2, and 5 here. So I have removed variable 1, variable 2, and variable 5 and press enter. So for add, the factor 2 and result variable is necessary. So that is how you can know that what value we can put in factor 1 and factor 2. Factor 1 is not necessary, but I will show you how it will work. So I'm putting variable 1 here, variable 2 here, and variable 5. So what the add opcode will do, it will add the variable 1 value with variable 2 and store in the result variable, that is variable 5, and will display the value present in the variable 5. Like I told you, the factor 1 is not necessary. So what we will do, we will do the variable 2 here in factor 2, and result section we will put the variable 5. So now how the add opcode will work, it will add just variable 2 and variable 5 and store the value in variable 5 itself and display the value here. Same goes with the sub opcode. So we have put factor 1 in variable 1, and factor 2 we have put variable 2, and in the result section we have put the variable 5. So sub opcode will do variable 1 minus variable 2 and store the result in variable 5. But if I initialize the sub opcode like this, in factor 2 variable, I assign the variable 2 here, and result section we have put the variable 5. In factor 1 we have not assigned any variables here. So how it will work, it will work like variable 5 is equal to variable 5 minus variable 2 and store the result in the variable 5. I will show you in the debug mode. Z add, Z sub. It will like 0 add and 0 sub. So it will add 0 in the variable 2. It will minus the 0 in the variable 2 and store in the variable 5. Mult opcode, it just will multiply the variable 1 and variable 2, store in the variable 5, and will display the value. Like here, if I do not mention the factor 1, so it will multiply variable 2 with variable 5 and store the value in itself, variable 5, and display the value of the variable 5 here. Same goes with the div opcode. Here I am using the move remainder. So it what will do, it will divide the variable 5 with the variable 2. Sorry, we have not mentioned the factor 1 here. So it will, what will do, variable 2 is equal to variable 2 upon variable 5. And the remainder will goes into the variable 6 and will display the value here. Square root, just simple, it will square root the variable 2 and store the value in the variable 5 and display it. So let's go into the debug mode for this arithmetic opcodes. So for goes into debug mode, we will do the take the option 14 and press F4. Then we'll press F10. Then we'll debugging views. We put here star source and we'll compile it. And we will take the command strdbg, copy the name of the object, press F4 here, put the program name here, the library in which the object is present, and the update production file to yes, and OPM source level debug to yes, and press enter. Just add the breakpoint where you want to start the debugging, F12, and now just call the program. It will call in the debug mode. So it is called in the debug mode. So firstly, we are evaluating the variable one value. So variable one is equal to 10. So it will assign the variable one value is equal to 10. If I press F10, here if we show the value in variable one, it will show the 10. Now what we are doing, we are adding variable one with 10. So it will add 10 plus 10. Like in variable one, the value is 10. So it will add 10 plus 10 and store in variable two. So it will be 20. So if we see the value, to see the value of any variable, we put the cursor on the particular variable and press F11. So if I press F11 here, so value is 20. So 10 plus 10 is equal to 20. Now I have assigned some string in the character variable. So now the variable 3 value is Himanshu. And I am adding the variable 3 with Galot. So it will display the Himanshu plus Galot is equal to Himanshu Galot in the variable 4. So if I press F10 and see the value in the variable 4, so it will show the. Now the clear. Right now in the variable 4, what is the value like? If you press F11, the value is Himanshu Galot. If I put clear opcode here, so it will clear out the value and it will remain the blank in variable 4. So if I press F10 and I do F11 here, so there will be blank. The value is cleared. Now what I'm doing, I'm adding variable 1 with 5 and storing it in the variable 7. So the variable 1 value is right now is 10. So it is adding 10 with 5. So it will store the 15 in variable 7. So we will see the value in the variable 7. It is 15. Now I am resetting the variable 7. Reset means it will do it will give the initialized value to the variable itself. So the initialized value for variable 7 is 50 here. So when I run this opcode, press F10 and see the value in variable 7, it will be again 50 because we have reset the variable. Now coming to the arithmetic opcode. Arithmetic opcode, first comes the add. So it will add variable 1 with variable 2 and store in variable 5. So if we see the value in variable 1 is 10, in variable 2 the value is 20. So it will add 10 plus 20 and store in the variable 5, that is 30. So if I press F10 and see in the variable 5, so the value is 30. Now I am not adding the factor 1 here because it is not necessary. So if I do not mention the factor 1 here, it will automatically add variable 2 with the result field, store the result in the result field itself. So the right now variable 2 value is 20 and variable 5 value is 30. So 20 plus 30 is equal to 50. And that 50 value will be stored in the variable 5 itself. So if I press F10 and see the value in variable 5, it will be 50 and it will display the variable value. Subtract some, it will subtract the variable 1 to the variable 2. It means variable 5 is equal to variable 1 minus variable 2 simply. So variable 1 value is 10 and variable 2 value here is 20. So 10 minus 20 is equal to minus 10. So it will store the minus 10 in variable 5 and they will display it. So if I do F11 here, so we can see the value is minus 10. Now, when we do not mention the factor 1 here, so how it will operate? It will operate like here, like variable 5 is equal to variable 5 minus variable 2. So result field equal to result field minus the factor 2 field. So right now, the variable 5 value is minus 10 and variable 2 value is 20. So it will goes like minus 10 minus 20. So it will show the minus 30 in the variable 5. So if I do F10 here and check the value in the variable 5, it will show the minus 30 value here. Z add and Z sub, it will automatically add the 0 in the factor 2 and the 0 in the factor factor 2 values. Yeah. So in the variable 2 right now, the value is 20. So it will add 0 to the 20. So variable 2 is equal to variable 2 plus 0 and will store in the variable 5. So it will value is 20 itself. Same goes with the z sub. Variable 5 is equal to variable 5 minus variable 2. So the variable 2 value here is 20. So it will just subtract the 0 value from the variable 2. So it will remain the 20. And the opcode just multiply the variable 1 with variable 2 and store in the variable 5. So if we see the value in variable 1 is 10 and variable 2 is 20. So it will store 200 in the variable 5 value. F10. If I do F11 here, so 200 here. Didn't mention the factor 1 again. So it will multiply variable 2 with variable 5 and store the value in the variable 5 itself. So the variable 2 value here is 20. Variable 5 value here is 200. So it will show the 4000. If I will do the F11 on variable 5, the value is 4000. Now the counter division. So we'll divide the variable 2 to variable 1. So the variable 2 value is right now is 20 and variable 1 value is 10. So 20 upon 10 is equal to 2. So it will store the 2 in variable 5. So if we see the value in variable 5, it is 2. Here I didn't mention the factor 1 again. So it will be like here variable 2 is equal to variable 2 divided by variable 5. It will work like this. So the variable 5 value is right now 2 and variable 2 value is right now 20. So what it will do, it will divide to 20 by 2, that is 10, and remainder is 0 in that case. So remainder is 0, I am moving the remainder in variable 6. In that case, remainder is 0, so it will store the 0 in variable 6. F10. So in variable 2, firstly, it will divide and will show the result 10. In variable 6, remainder is 0. Now I again evaluate the value variable 2 with the 25. I'm doing the square root of the variable 2 and storing it in the variable 5. The square root of 25 is 5, and it will store it in the variable 5 variable. So I just the square root and now see the value of variable 5, it is 5. So that is all about the arithmetic opcodes. After the debugging, always write here end division to end the debugging process. Now come again on the PPT. So we have seen all the arithmetic opcodes, add, sub, mult, div, MVR, and the square root. Come to the next, it is the string opcodes. There are several string opcodes. We are seeing here scan, subst, cat, check, checkr, and exilate. Scan, what will do? It will find the first position of a particular character in a string. So like my name is Himanshu, I want to search H in it. So it will search the H in the particular string from the starting position. If it gets the value of H, then it will give the position of that particular character. Subst, it will find the particular substring from a string. If we want to subtract, like my name is Himanshu Gehlot, then you want to subtract the surname from here. You want to extract the Gehlot. So we will do this kind of thing by using the subst opcode. And the cat opcode used to concatenate the two string. Like you want to concatenate the first name with the last name. So the first name plus last name. So it will just add both the strings. Now come to the check and checkr. What the check will do? Check will find the first non-occurrence character's position in a string. If I am finding the H in the like in the first name, my first name Himanshu. So in the first position, it will get the H, but in the second position, it will not get the H value. So it will find out the position of the particular position. It will show by the check opcode. And the checkr will just do that thing from the right side of a string. We will see it in the green screen. And exilate is used for the character to character translation. We want to like you can think you want to do the lowercase to the uppercase. Like some name is written in the lowercase, you want to read it in the uppercase. So in that case we use the exilate opcode. How we use this we can see in the green screen. So I'm sharing my green screen again. Now coming to the string opcodes here. So these are the string opcodes. Some variables are defined here. Some initialize the values of some variables. First come with the scan opcode. So in the variable 3, what I'm storing in the variable 3, I'm storing my name Himanshu here, and it is scanning the M. So it will come start from the first position, then second, then third. Then it will get the position of the M. So the position is 3. So it will store the 3 in that pose variable and will display that position of the scan variable. In a scan variable, we can, in factor 2, we can assign one more field, that is colon, and for this field indicates the from where you want to start the scanning process. Like I have mentioned here 4. So in the variable 4, it will start from the fourth position, 1, 2, 3, and 4. From this position, it will start searching the M. It will not get the M, then will store the 0 in the position variable and display it here. Now the sub-st opcode. In the sub-st opcode, we have written here variable 3. Variable 3 stored my name is here Himanshu. So it will substring the value. If I'm not mentioning here any starting position, so it will take the starting position itself by default. And position is used like here in position is 7. So it will take the 7 characters from that particular starting position. Like here starting position is 1. It will take the 7 characters from the starting position and store in the variable 7. So starting position here H, it will store the 7 characters 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. It will not take U and will store that string into the particular result variable field and will display it. Exilate. In Exilate, in factor 1, we will put the two variables. The first, which we want to change, and from which case we want to change. So I want to change the lowercase to the uppercase. And I want to change the variable 3 here. So what it will do first, in lowercase, I have mentioned all the lowercase variables as a constant variable. And upper, I have mentioned all the uppercase letters. So whenever it will get these things, it will replace the small a with capital A, small b with capital B, small c with capital C. And if I want to change the lowercase with the number, so it will change the a with 0, b with 1, c with 2. So particularly it is used to character translation. So in this case, it will change the lowercase to the uppercase and store in the variable 7 here. And here we can also give the starting positions and can store the values. Now the check and checker opcode, it will show the, like I have in factor 1, I have written HIM. So it will search the first non-occurrence positions in the variable 3. So in the variable 3 value is Himanshu. So it will search the non-occurrence. Like if it will get H, then it will come ahead. If it get I, then it will come ahead. It will get M, it will get ahead. Again, it will get H, then it will go ahead. Till then, it will not get from the HIM. Then it will throw the position of that position in the position variable and will display the here. Like in this variable 3, I am searching the HIM here. So it will get H here, but it will throw the position of I here because there I have mentioned the capital I. Here is the small I. So it is a case sensitive. So it will take the position of I here and store in the position variable. So we will go into debug mode for this also for the better understanding. Debugging view source. Copy the object name here. Put the command strdbg f4 library in which the object is present, and the update production file to yes and OPM source level debug to yes. I am setting the breakpoint to the 1. And now I'm calling the program in the debugging mode. Okay, so the variable 3, what is in the variable 3? So variable 3, the value is HIMA and SHU. And what we are scanning the M in the variable 3. So it will start from the first position. H didn't get M, I, M. So it will get the M here. So the position is 3. So now it will store the position in the pose variable. So if I press F10 and see the pose variable, it is 3. So it finds the position of M in the variable 3. Now I am giving the starting position. Start the scanning process from the fourth position. So in the variable 3, value is Himanshu. So it will start from the fourth position and will search M. Fourth position here. It will not get M, not get, and the blank. So it didn't get the M here. So it will store the 0 in the position. F10, if I press F11 on the pose variable, it will show the 0 because it didn't get the M from the fourth position in the variable 3. So it is how the scan opcode will work. Now come to the sub-ST. So variable 3 is storing my name, and position, how many characters I want to extract from the particular string. It is 4. So it will take the 4 characters from this particular variable. So H, I, M, and A, and it will store it in the variable 7. So variable 7, the value is H, I, M, and A. It will subtract this particular characters. In substring, we also give the starting position. So it will start the extracting of the substring from that particular position. So it is one position. So it will again store the H, I, M, and A. Now coming the XLate opcode for the character to character translation. If I press F11 on variable 3, so H is already capital. It will not present in the lowercase. So it will remove this, and uppercase, it will do the uppercasing of all the other characters: capital I, capital M, capital A, capital N, capital S, capital H, and capital U, and hold the particular string into the variable 7. Remember, it will translate according to this position. If I write an A here, I have to write A upon this. So A to A, B to B, C to C, A to 0 if I want to correct translate to the number. So just it will capitalize all the value. If I press F10 and do the F11 on variable 7, all the values is capitalized: H, I, M, A, and S, H, U, all in the capital letters. Also, we can give the starting position. I want to capitalize the letters from the starting position, that is 3. If I press F11 here, so it will start the capitalizing from this position. So it will capital this M, A, N, S, H, and U. It will not do the capitalize for the small letter I. So if I press F10 here and see the value in variable 7, we can see it didn't capitalize the value I here because the starting position was 3. Now, whenever I say the XLate opcode, do the character to character translation, not to lower to uppercase, because we can change to any characters. I am changing here lower characters with the numbers. Like I am replacing A with the 0. I am replacing B with 1. I am replacing C with 2. So it will do that also. So if I do F10 here, firstly, we can see the value in variable 3. And if I press F10 here, now see the value in the variable 7. So it is decoded 8203870. Now come to the check opcode. Check opcode will find out the first non-occurrence position. So if I do the F11 on the variable 3, there is present capital H, small I, M, A, N, S, H, and U. First, it will search for H. It will find it. So it will go to the next position. Then it will search for H. It didn't get it. It will search for I. It didn't get it because it is the capital I and it is small I. Then it will search for M. No, the M is also not present at the second position. The first non-occurrence position is the 2. So it will store the 2 in the position variable. So if we do the F11 on the pose variable, so the variable is position variable is value is 2. Also here we can give the starting position. Starting position is 4. So it will start searching from here. So it will search for capital A, didn't get it. It will search for capital B, no. Capital C, no. So the first position is first 1, 2, 3, and 4. So it will store the 4th value in position variable and will display it. Checkr will do the scanning from the right side. It will search for H. Remember, here is space will also count. So it didn't get the H, I, and M here. So it will give the position of this. The position will not be 1. It will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So it will store the 10 in the position variable. So if I do the F11 on the pose, so the value is 10. Do F10. Also the starting position is 8. It will searching for the UPD. If I do the F11 on the variable 3, so it will start the position from 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It will start scanning here and it will go into the left side. So first it will check small u. Yes, it got it. Capital P, no, there is small h. Capital D, no, there is small h. No, there is not u. So it will give the position of h, that is 7. So it will store the 7 in the pose variable and will display it. Now the cat opcode is as simple. It will just add the two strings. So it will here we are adding the Himanshu and Galut, and it's storing in the variable 7. Press F10 here, so it will add here HIMNSHU, then GEHLOT. If you want space, you can give space here, or you can give space here. So it is all about the character string opcode, or we can say string opcodes. Then move to the substrings. Substrings is like the functions. Whenever we want to execute them, we can just call them and it will execute the same things. So first, if we want to begin our subroutine, we'll just use the BEG, begin, and subroutine. If we want to execute our substring, we will just use the opcode EXSR. And if we want to end our subroutine, we'll just write the end SR. And from the middle of the subroutine, we want to come out from that. So we'll just use the leave SR. And initialize SR what will we do? In a 200 line of codes, I have mentioned the initialize subroutine. So whenever I will call the program, it will start from that initialize subroutine. It will not go from the first line. It will go to directly from the initialize subroutine. So if I go to the green screen again and go to the subroutine opcode, first I have to do the NTBG subroutine. Declare some variables here. Here I am executed the subroutine add. So whenever it comes to the line number 20, it will go to the add subroutine. So add subroutine is here. So whenever we are starting any subroutine, we will use the begin subroutine, and the subroutine name will pick in the put in the factor 1. Like if you don't know where to put the name, just remove here, press F4 here in the begin subroutine. I press the F4. The reverse image is on the factor 1. So you will get to know where you have to put the subroutine name in which factor 1 or factor 2. And the execute subroutine, we always have to put the subroutine name in the factor 2. So begin subroutine, here I am coming out of the subroutine, and here I am ending the subroutine. And I have also mentioned the initialize subroutine. Whenever I will call the program, it will not call from that first line. It will not call from the first line. It will directly go to the line number 31, will execute that, then we'll go to the first line and we'll execute the other things. Let's see in the debug mode. Oh, F10. Debugging view start source, enter, compile it, copy the object name, in command type strdbg, press F4, the library in which the object is present, do the update production file to the star yes, and the update OPM source level debug to star yes. Add the breakpoint, I'm adding breakpoint 1, and I'm calling the program. Whenever I will call the program, it will go directly to the initialize subroutine part. Like I'm calling this F10. You can see it directly jumped from first line to the 31st line because we have used the initialize subroutine here. So subroutine will start it from here. In that subroutine, I am evaluating the value of the variables. I am given the variable 1 value as 3 and variable 2 value as a 6. F10 and SR. So the subroutine here ended here. So if I check the value in var1, it is 3, and var2, the value is 6. Now if I press F10, it will go to the 20th line because main logic start from here. So now here I have written the execute subroutine add. It will not go to the set on a last recorded indicator. No, first it will execute that subroutine add. So here we have added the subroutine. We are beginning the subroutine add here. So if I press F10, it will come out to this subroutine. We are evaluating the value variable 2 minus variable 1 and storing in the variable 1 itself. So now the variable 1 value is 3. Now I have keep the looping condition if the variable 1 is less than 5. Yes, 3 is less than 5. So it will go inside this loop. Now it is evaluating the variable 1 value. What is doing? It is dividing the variable 2 with the variable 1. So variable 2 value is 6 and variable 1 value is 3. So 6 upon 3, it will give the value 2 here. So I press F10, and if I will see the value of variable 1, it will show the 2. Now I have used the leave subroutine here. Whenever in the begin subroutine, if we write the leave subroutine, it will come out of that subroutine. It will not execute the below lines. Okay. So if I press F10, it will come out of that subroutine and SR. Then the next line is set on LR, the last record indicator, and will come out of the program. So that is how the subroutine will work. So just do the NDBG again here. Now come to the opcode extenders. The extenders we use mainly are H and E. So H is used for the half adjust. Like we are using the add opcode, sub opcode, eval opcode, mult opcode. And if we have to just adjust the value, like the value is 69.85. And if I want to half adjust it to 69.9. So I will just use the H extender just below the just after the opcode. Add and the parenthesis capital H, like sub H, eval H, mult H. So if I will show you here, variable one, I'm adding variable one and variable two, like we will did in the add opcode, but just I'm using the H half adjust. So variable one value is 55.5 and variable two value is 5.35. So it is in the point value, and in the variable three, I have just the one decimal position. So after the decimal position, there will be only one number. So I have to half adjust the value. So I have used the H opcode here in the sub opcode also, in the mult opcode also, in the div opcode also. So we can see it in the debug mode. Just do the star source again here. Copy the object name. Command write strdbg, press F4, the library in which it is present. Update production file to yes, and OPM source level debug to yes also. Adding the breakpoint to the line number 1, F12, and I'm calling the program. Now it will call in the debug mode. I have pressed F10 here. So the variable 1 value is 55.5. Variable 2 value is 5.35. So if I add both value 55.5 to 5.35, you can see here the value is 60.85. But my variable 3 is contain the only one position after the decimal value. So I have used the half adjust. So the value, if the value is greater than 5 or 5, it will increase the 1. So it will show the 60.9 in the variable 3. Press F10. Now in variable 3, you can see 60.9, not 60.85, because we have just half adjusted the value. Same will go with the variable sub opcode, mult opcode, and div opcode. So the variable 1 value is 55.5. Variable 2 value is 5.35. So we are just subtracting the 55.5 minus 5.35. So 50.15. So it will just half adjust the value again. F10, F11, 50.2. It will increase 1 to the 2. Simply goes with the multi-h and the div-h. It will just multiply the variable 1 and variable 2 and will half adjust the value and store in the variable 3. So if you'll see the variable 3 is the half adjusted, and after decimal position, there is only one value. Same goes with the div opcode. Now coming to the eval. In eval also, you can use the half adjust. In the variable 1, what is the value? 55.5 and 5.35. So it will also the half adjust and will display the same value as it is shown in the add h, 60.9. So you can also use eval h or add h both. So the h extended in opcode is used to half adjust the value. Set on, so last record indicator is on, it will come out of the program. Just write NDBG here. Now for error handling and padding. For error handling, we use the E extender, and for the padding, we use the P. Mostly padding we will do in move, movel, exilate in that of course, and the error handling we use the E extender with the scan E, sub STE, exilate E, check key. So just go in the debug mode again with the opcode external. First, I will show you the code with to some initializing of the value. I am moving the variable 4 with variable 5. Here I am using the padding. I will show you how the padding will work in the debug. Move and move L. There are two different opcodes. Padding will use with move L P also, and exilate. We will use the padding with exilate also if needed. Then the error handling. What if the error occurs? We can just put a condition if the percent error. We can just display the error. Else we can display the value. That is it scanning. Same goes with the sub-st and check key and exilate. So I'm just putting it in the debug mode, and we'll show you how the padding and the error handling will work here. Again, strdbg f4 object name, the library in which the object is present. Update production file to yes, and OPM source level debug to yes. Adding the breakpoint to the line number 1, F12. Now I am calling the program. Okay, so generally the move opcode will move the values into the right hand side. So if I see the value in the variable 5 here, so it is Himanshu, and in variable 4, it is HIM. So what it will do in variable 5, it will put the HIM here in the right side from the right hand side. If I press F10 here, and I will show you the variable 5, it will replace that value and replace it with the variable 4 value, that is HIM. Now, if I don't want these things, so we will just use the padding here. So the code is same. We are moving the variable 4 with variable 5. But just we use the padding. So padding, what will do? It will just pad out these 5 characters and will give the space here. If I F10 here, press F10, reset the variable 5 value. Now again, if I see the value in variable 4, that is HIM, and the variable 5, the value is Manshu. So it will just replace HIM here and will give the space here. F10. So by padding, now it will show just HIM, and it will and give the show the padding here in the left hand side. Now the move L, as it suggests, it will just move the value on the left hand side. Previously, it was moving the value into the right hand side. So the variable 5 value is HIM and variable 5 is Himanshu. So now what it will do, it will replace this HIM with capital HIM from in the left hand side. So if I press F10 here and see the value in the variable 5, now it have moved the variable value in the left hand side. Similar, if we want padding here, just use P padding extender with move L opcode. Here we have used the P opcode. Now if I press F10 and see the value in the variable 5, it just padded out the value in the right hand side. Reset, it will reset the variable 5 value. Now the exilate opcode is same. We are changing the lowercase with uppercase, variable 9 containing small HIM. So it will just do the capitalize it, capital H, capital I, L, capital M, and will store into the variable 7. So if we see the value in the variable 7, that is capital H, capital I, capital M. Now, what is this XXX? Initially, I just initialize the variable 7 value here, like you can see here. So it just capitalize the value and put it here, and the remaining thing it as it is. So if I want padding here also in the exilate opcode, we will just use the P extender. Like here I have used the P. So now what it will do, it will remove these all things and give it space here. If I press F10 here, now if I see the variable 7 value here, it just removed it and give it the padding with the spaces. So that is how the padding extender will work here. Again, reset the value. Now coming on the error handling part. I have earlier shown you how the scan opcode will work, how the starting position we can give here. If I see the value in the variable 5, the value is HIM ANSHU, and the starting position is 2. So it will start the scanning from the second position. What it is searching? It is searching H. So it will get h here. So it will store the position of h in that variable 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So it will store 7 in variable 6. So if I press F7 and press F11 here, so the value is 7. Now scan E. Just think if the starting position like variable 5 value is HIMANSHU, the 8 length. The length of the variable 5 is 8. But I want to search from the 9th position. But the length of the variable 5 is 8. So in that case, it will go into the error. Right now, the variable 1 value is 5. So it will not throw the error. But if change the value of variable 1 here, variable 1 here is suppose 10. So now the variable 1 value is 10. F11. So variable 1 value is now 10. So what is scan doing now? It is scanning h in variable 5 from the starting position, that is 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But there is no other position 9 and 10. So it will throw the error. So it will go in this loop, if % error. So if I press F10 here, if % error, yes, it will go into the display error. So it will display error and if. It will not display the variable 6 value. So it is how the error extended will work. Same we can use in the sub-st. We are subtracting the particular string like variable 5, and we want to subtract the 2 position here, like h and I want to subtract from that string and storing into the variable 8. So if I press F10, okay, I didn't change the value of variable 1, so and I didn't handle the error, so it will go into the error. So if you do not handle the error, the program will end it in the error. It will throw the error. If I press F10 here, it will come out of the debug. Length or start position is out of range. So just again put in into the first we'll do the ndbg and we'll put into the debug mode again. F4, F10, source, compile it in the source, and then the debug mode. By pressing F9, you can go to the previous commands. You don't have to again write the old commands. Just press enter here. Just add the breakpoint. F12. I'm calling the program again. Now I don't want to execute these things. I would actually want to go to that position number 63. So how we can do it? We can just add the breakpoint by F6. So I will just press F6 here. Now the breakpoint is set onto the line number 63. Now I want to resume here from the line number 63. So we'll press F12, F12 to resume. I will press F12 here. Okay. Remove the breakpoint. Now it will start from here. Subtract the 2 values from the variable 5. Variable 5 value is HIMNSHU. Subtract the 2 value H and I and store in the variable 8. So now it will see the value of the variable 8. That is NS. Sorry, the starting position we forgot. The starting position was 5. So the starting position 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. It will start from here. Take the 2 length N and S and store in the variable 8. So the value of variable 8 is N and S. Now what if again I change the variable 1 value here, because the variable 5 value is 8 character. If I give the variable 1 value is 10, it will again go into this error loop, but this time I will not go in this. So if % error, no, it will go to the else statement and will display the variable 8. That is NS. We will previously see it. So in the scan opcode, I showed you how it will go to the % error. So now come to the check E opcode. Check opcode is basically do the searching of the first non-occurrence character in the particular variable. So the variable 5 value is Himanshu and starting position is 5. So it will start scanning from the 5th position, that is N. So it will find the Z. No, it didn't find the Z here. So it will show the value of this N. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. It will store into the variable 6. So now the variable 6 value, we can say it is 5. Now check key. Variable 5 value is Himanshu and variable 1 is 5. and length of variable 5 is 8. Again, I am changing the value here of the variable 1. 10. Starting position will be 10, but the length of the variable 5 is only 8. So it will throw the error. And in the error case, it will go into the if loop, will display error here. Okay. Now we can see here variable xlate e, how xlate e will work. Variable 9 value is HIM. It is the third three length of this variable 9 is 3. But the variable 1, that is starting position, that is 10. So it will throw the error. So what I have used the E extender with the xlate opcode. So now it will handle the error. It will go to the if block, %error, yes, it will display the error and will come out of the program. So that is how we can handle the error with the E extender used with the opcodes. Just write the NDVG here. Others are the clear, reset. We already seen that. And the iteration operation like you do while, do until, select when, it is already covered in the previous session. Read, update, write opcodes is already handled in the file handling session. So we have gone through that. Before going, we can see one more thing, the read and opcode. Here I have made an PF. So there are too many questions in the PF creation. So let's see here. So just do F4 here first. If you don't know where to give the values. So in the record format, there is only one position. So we will just write R here. In the name field, we will always give the name field from the starting position number 1. So I am giving the name from the first position. Okay. Now coming to the initialize of the value fields. So we have starting from the position number 1 for the name field. If you want to give the length, you have to give the length on the last position. If you are giving the length of 2 digit, use like this. If you are using the only single digit, take it on the last position. Data type, in the data type, you can choose the data type. It is character, it is integer, it is zone. If you don't know, you can just press F1 here. It will show you the different types of the data types: float, integer, character, date, time. Decimal position, we will always put the decimal position on the last position, not on the first position. If you will do the we will assign the value in the first position, it will throw an error. Okay. And also the keywords always use in the functions and start from the first position, like FIFO or LIFO, what you want to give, it will start from the always from the first position. So it will just summary about the PF, as you were asking too much about it on the Skype group. So I will just clear it out. In this program, like I am doing the settle lowell on the test PF, reading the PF, and do while the end of file is not reached, I am displaying the name and again reading the file. So it will remain in the do while loop until the file is not ended and will display my name here. So what I want to show you, just one, I have to add one more session here. Log in with your username, password, work member PDM, add the library list on the top. Now I am using here read opcode, you can see. Okay. I have called this program now. It showed it display the name X, and X. Now, if I try to call the program from the other session, it will not call it, because whenever we use the read opcode, when the file is in update mode, the file will go into the lock. So it will not further process the other session because the file has gone into the lock. So to remove the lock, what we will have to do, just use the N extender with the read. Here, just use the N extender. So I have used the N extender here. Also here, use the N extender. File, compile it. Okay, compile it. Now I'm calling this program again. It display the name. If I call this program again from the other session, now it will be called because we have used the extended n and it has removed the log from that file. So this is how the n extended work in the read opcode. So yeah, that is all from today's session. If you have any doubts, you can ask by unmuting yourself. Over to you, Akshay and Pushpender.
Thanks, Himanshu. Thanks for this wonderful session. And if anyone has any doubts, they can raise their hands and we'll unmute you and you can ask your questions.
Hi.
Yes, hi.
Do we have the opcodes same in RPG and RPGLE?
See, RPG and RPGLE are same.
Mhm.
That is two other things, RPG3 and RPG4. So opcode, if
Okay.
you are writing in fixed, there are two formats, fixed format and free format. So most of the opcodes are used in the fixed format. There are some opcodes that are used in the free format as well, but most of the opcodes are used in the fixed format. And for the free format, there are built-in functions which can be used instead of opcodes. But if you are writing the code in the fixed format, then you have to use the opcodes because there we cannot use the built-in functions.
Okay. So the RPGLE today we wrote it was in fixed format, right?
Yes. Fixed
Yeah.
format means that we have specified positions for everything.
Correct.
And in fixed, we don't have the specified positions. We can write with as many spaces as we want.
Okay. Thank you.
Welcome.
Good evening, sir.
Yes, good evening.
Yes, good evening.
Actually, I don't have any question, but I'm not receiving mail from your side since long. And I told this in the last meeting itself, but I didn't got any progress on that.
Which mail are you talking about?
Like normally, if you're mailing all the candidates something, so I'm not receiving it. Like in the spam also, I'm not receiving.
Okay,
Aditya,
for the
right now we have only sent the one mail for that sessions and assignments. No mails other than that have been sent.
Sir, I've didn't even got that assignment mail.
No, we didn't send the assignment links on the mail. No.
Okay,
That
no
only,
problem.
sir.
We'll share the assignments on the Skype group.
Okay, sir.
So, and also in the chat, I'll share the assignment link. So you can use that link from this chat and from this Skype.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
I have shared that in the chat. You can open the
Yes.
Google Drive link.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Hello, sir. Hello.
Yes, hi.
I have problem with installation. I also don't get mail from your side.
Which mail?
For temporary password.
No, we'll not share the mail for the temporary password. You have to go to the Pub 400 and they will provide you the password. You can watch the previous session on our YouTube channel and you can see how the installation is done.
Okay, sir.
Also, if you face any issue, you can ask any query in Skype group also. So join the Skype group as well.
Sir, please share the link of Sky group.
We have shared the link in the chat itself. The assignments and the Skype group both are shared in the chat.
Actually, just let's send the
Thank
invite
you.
link again in the chat box. If someone have joined late, they can get it.
Okay, I'm sharing it again. Share both the assignment and the Skype group has been shared in the chat. And whichever topics have been covered till now, you can practice those assignments for all those topics. It will be good for you for your practice. And we'll share the submission link later where you have to submit your assignments. And if anybody has any questions, please raise your hands.
Hello.
Miss, hi.
Hello. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Sir, actually, my question about the create source physical file. Actually, sir, I just create this file, but where I can found this file? Actually, I search in work with the library, but I didn't find this library. Sorry, this file. Which one I create?
So how did you create the file?
Actually, sir, I just write down the command the crt srcpa and write down the file name is my own name and the library is in star current library, the curlib, and
Okay,
in the
so
text description I enter only my name. So
okay,
where
so
I can found this?
yeah, let me complete. First, you can use your library name in the instead of current library, because
Okay, sir.
by default the current libraries are the qtemp, which is the temporary library, and qgpl, which is the public library. So first, while creating the library, either add the library to library list, or hard code your library name in the library. So by that, the source file will be created in that particular library. And after that, you can do work member pdm f4, give that file name and the library name. And source physical file is basically where all the sources are kept. The codes which you write will be kept in the source physical file. You can
Okay, sir.
yeah, instead of current library, specify the library name.
And if you
Okay.
want to check the source physical file, you can use work object PDM, and then in that just mention the type as pf-src. So you can check the source physical file from there also.
Okay, sir, sure, I'll try. Thank you very much, sir.
And we have shared the assignment and the Skype link again in the chat. So kindly go to the chat and don't spam the question and answers. If you genuinely have any questions, raise your hands.
Sir, we have to submit the task, sir, from when?
We'll let you know when you have to submit the assignments. Till then, you can practice all these questions for the topics which have been covered till now.
One more thing, like those who are not member of the Skype group, just save the assignment link, else what happen, like when we end the session, you will lose the link.
The
Also-
assignment. Okay, yeah, continue, Vishwan.
Yeah. Also, make sure that you join the Skype group so you can also ask questions and doubts from there, and also all the important update will be shared there also.
Sir, we have to practice all these questions, sir.
Yes, for the topics which have been covered till now, you can practice the assignments for
Yes,
that
sir.
topic.
Sir, when we have to submit it, sir?
We will let you know. We'll share the submission
Okay,
link
sir, thank
in
you.
the coming weeks.
Just open the link and download
Approximately.
just open the link first drive and just download the first assignment. You have to download it first. Then there is a certain pattern there. You have to paste the code first, then you have to paste the output. Then you have to save this file by your name. Okay. then you can submit. When we will share the link for the
Yes.
submission, you can share that.
Okay, sir.
And if you have any questions, please raise your hands. Otherwise we'll wind up this session. We are almost on time.
Hello.
Yes, Tarun.
Hello.
Yes, Tarun.
Sir, actually, can I use the QGPL library file instead of the current library in the creating to the source
Yes,
file?
you can use the QGPL, but what happens is the QGPL is a public library. So
Okay, sir.
anyone who is using the pub400 server can use that library and go through that library. So it's always recommended to have your own library. Pub400 provides you with 3 default libraries, so you can use any of those 3 libraries. Just don't use the QGPL and QTemp libraries. QTemp is a temporary library. So once you log out of the session, all the data in that library will be deleted.
Okay,
So
sir. Okay, I'll
your
try.
libraries are named as your username and with
Yes.
suffix 1, your username with suffix 2, and your username with suffix b. These 3
Okay, sir.
libraries are provided by IBM. Yes.
Okay, sir. But how can I found that file? Actually, I didn't found that file.
Which file? The source file.
Yes, right. To create the create source file. For the create source file, which library I used, sir, instead of the current library? Like there is the QGPL, QTemp, and my own username file is all there, the test file. But which one file are you using, sir? The QTemp. If I not using the QGPL, I not using, then what file, what library I using for to create the file?
I just told you that Pub400 provides you with 3 default libraries, which are your username with 1 suffix, your username with 2 suffix, and your username with b suffix. So you can enter any of those names in the library field.
Okay, but sir, I think there is no any file available, sir. Only the my name is the Tarun 9991 attributes test. This one file is
These
I
are
can
the
use for the.
libraries. Tarun
Sorry, sir.
9991, these are the libraries. Yes, you can use that instead of current library. Star CURL library, instead of that, you can put this name.
Okay, sir. Yeah, thank you very much, sir.
After that, once the source physical file has been created, you can do work member PDM F4 and then enter the file which you have created and the library Tarun 9991. So you'll be taken to the next screen.
Okay, sir. Sure. Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah. Okay, then I think we can wind up this session. Thanks everyone for joining. Thank you. Have a good night.